Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. We are from the first group. We will present the material about it, the concept of meaning and triangle of meaning. The first topic is the concept of meaning. The concept of meaning is recalcitrant to analyze, elucidation, or theory. The principal term indicative of the concept of meaning is the noun meaning, as ordinarily used in such expression as a meaning, the meaning, my meaning, has meaning, everything. Example, when someone is said to mean John, John is not properly said to be his meaning. And when my gesture means Fred, Fred is not properly said to be the meaning of my gesture. Only when what as means is appropriately called a meaning is the concept of meaning directly applicable to it. In the course of the inquiry concerning the concept of meaning, the concept of meaning may become sufficiently clarified and sustained by acceptable example to dissolve serious doubt concerning its applicability. Meanwhile, let's inquiry concerning the concept of such doubts. Then it need appear a few initial remarks concerning the applicability the concept of meaning. Bearer of meaning. Educators prefer the word symbol, and Susan tagged all the factors in question to be either sign or symbols. But in original language, not everything which has a meaning is properly said to be a sign, and not every such thing is correctly said to be a symbol. The purpose of bearer of meaning is not to draw up at the outset definitive list of what can and what cannot have meaning. Announced from me, and the next topic will present by Tinara.
I am Tinara Dewi, and I will continue the material about triangle of meaning. Triangle of meaning is a model of communication that indicates the relationship among a thought, symbol, and a referent, and highlights the indirect relationship between the symbol and referent. The model explains how for any given symbol there can be many different references which can lead to misunderstanding. Odgen and Richards identified that understanding comes from within the people rather than from the words they just interpret. They set a model called the triangle of meaning for better understanding how language works, and basically it is a theory of science. The triangle is meant to show the words relationship between thoughts and things, or thought and referent. They divide into three elements. They are thought, symbol, and referent. These three elements are interconnected with each other, and symbol and thought have a direct relationship. Thought and referent also have a direct relationship, while symbol and referent have indirect relationship that marked by dotted line in the picture beside the text. The semantic triangle shows the direct relationship between words and thought, and then relationship between thoughts and referent. But the dotted line represents the symbol is not the referent, and there is no any direct relationship between symbol and referent. The referent needs some prior experience and reference about the word or sign to be comprehensive. As you can see in the picture triangle of meaning beside the text, the thought is the concept or idea a person references, which can be in the form of different denotative and connotative meanings that each person has regarding the object indicated by the form word. Denotation refers to the agreed on or dictionary definition of a word. And then connotation refers to the definition that are based on emotion or experience-based association people have with a word. And then the symbol. The symbol is the word that represents the thought. Next is the referent, is the object or idea to which the symbol refers. This model is useful for us as communicators because when we are aware of the indirect relationship between the symbol and reference, we are aware of how common misunderstandings occur. For example, Jasper and Abby have been thinking about getting a new dog. So, each of them is having a similar thought. They are each using the same symbol, the word dog, to communicate about their thought. However, their referents are different. Jasper is thinking about a small dog like a dachshund, and Abby is thinking about an Australian Shepherd. Since the word dog doesn't refer to one specific object in our reality, it is possible for them to have the same thought and use the same symbol, but end up in an awkward moment when they get to the shelter and fall in love with their respective referents, only to find out the other person didn't have the same thing in mind. And being aware of the indirect relationship between the symbol and referent. But perception checking can be useful here. Abby might ask Jasper, "What kind of dog do you have in mind?" This question would allow Jasper to describe his referent, which would allow for more shared understanding. And if Jasper responds, "Well, I like short-haired dogs, and we need a dog that will work well in apartment," there is still quite a range of referents. Abby could ask questions for clarification like, "Sounds like you're saying that a smaller dog might be better, is that right?" Getting to a place of shared understanding can be difficult even when we define our symbols and describe our referents. Therefore, this is why we must study and understand the triangle of meaning and semantic. In conclusion, this theory is more about misunderstanding and its remedies. Oudkent and Richard studied about the misunderstanding that happen due to the difference in understanding word for word for the remedy. This theory is the product of their working towards the remedy, then a remedy. Okay, that's all about material the meaning from group 1, from Yudhiesta and me. If we have any mistakes in presenting the material, please forgive us. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.